Hello, my lovelies. I'm Carolyn from Eternal Soul Awakening. Happy Monday. I really hope that you guys enjoy this Monday message. Okay, how can I manifest less anxiety and less health problems? I would say anxiety and stress comes from a disconnect in your body and a disconnect from your higher self, right? So, like, you have to start taking care of your body. You have to start listening to your body about its needs, taking care of its needs. A lot of times, stress comes from foregoing your needs for the needs of someone or something else. And then not, you know, oh no, I forgot to do this. Oh no, I forgot to do that. Da, 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 da. And because it's all up to your brain because you're not relying on the guidance of your body. Your body has a specific guidance that it uses to carry you through all of the experiences that are aligned for you. So if you're agreeing to responsibilities that aren't aligned for you, then you're going to feel that in your body, either as stress, anxiety, or even illness. If it gets to that point, right? Illness tends to come on because you have been foregoing your needs for a long period of time, right? So for me, I get headaches because there's a short-term period where I'm not uh, acknowledging the needs of my body and I'm not focusing on my own alignment there. Um, a long-term illness like cancer or some other form of disease could be a very, very, very long-term experience of not addressing your own needs and taking care of your body in the ways that it is asking you to take care of it. And a lot of times, the ways in which your body is asking you to take care of it, there's obvious ones, right? Drinking plenty of water, eating healthy food, getting plenty of rest. We all know about those ones. But sometimes it's asking you to stop wasting your energy on someone else that could be taking care of themselves, right? Maybe a partner who doesn't know how to take care of themselves, even though they should figure it out. So you take on that caretaker role. Maybe your spouse, you take care of your spouse like one of the children. And your body is saying, hey, that's not right. That's not cool with me. I don't want to do that. Um, Maybe you're foregoing joy, excitement, and adventure for responsibilities. You're only focused on responsibilities, and your body is like, has been crying out for years for you to have fun of any kind, to really live your life finding joy. And you keep foregoing all of those opportunities and focusing only on your responsibilities. Again, this is like long, long periods of time. Your body stops sending you the signal, or you stop hearing the signal that your body is sending to you, and you become disconnected. And then your body is saying, okay, my normal modes of asking, sending you signals of desire, sending you panic signals of desire, aren't working. So the only avenue that I have to help you understand that you need to take care of this very emergency situation that we, me, your body, and you consciousness are having is to create illness in the body. The illness will wake you up. The illness will get you to focus on me. And let me tell you, when I get a headache, I'm not doing anything else. I'm only focused on my body. It's not possible for me to focus on anything other than my body because the pain is so great. If you suddenly discover that you have cancer, what do you then do? Halt everything and focus on your body for that moment, right? If you think of it this way, your body is crying out to you like a neglected toddler. And sometimes a neglected toddler will destroy something in the house or something that you, the parent, love to gain attention. Look at me, God damn it, look at me. And the only thing that they can do that actually gets your attention is to destroy something. Because when they do good things, when they do loving things, you're not paying attention. You're focused on this, that, and the other thing, right? It's the same exact experience. You have to allow for your body to express its needs and then actually fulfill those. And I'm not saying in that present moment, sometimes your body's asking for things that are outside of a time frame that you can actually do it. But then you say, okay, I see the need and I will fulfill that later. But then when later comes, you actually have to do it. And this will build trust between you and your body. Your body wants to trust you. It's trying desperately to trust you. And the minute that you allow for that to happen, the bridge will be formed so quickly and so easily. And then once you have that connection with your body, the illness is going to go away. The stress is going to go away. The anxiety is going to go away because you're going to be listening to your body. You're not taking on the responsibilities that aren't really yours. You're seeking out joy now, and you're making your body's needs and desires to a degree top priority. It doesn't mean that you have to focus only on yourself and no one else ever again. It's always both, but you have to be the priority. Your body has to be the priority. And when you achieve that, all of the problems that you were having before will dissolve. And almost immediately, you'll start seeing those results in a very small way, as sort of like a look, you gave me what I wanted, so yay, happiness, you know. And so this isn't speaking about all illness of the body. It is only speaking about the energetic illness of the body, the one where your body is really calling out for you and saying, hey, notice me, notice me, notice me. If you have an illness that you were born with, that's a completely different scenario, needing completely different focus, right? So if you grew up healthy and now as an adult you're unhealthy, I would say 99.9% of the time, it's because you're disconnected. So you just have to get reconnected. And that looks different for everyone. What brings you joy? What brings you satisfaction? What makes you feel loved and supported by your own self is going to be different than the person next to you. So you can't ask somebody else, how do I love myself? That again is like you're taking the power out of your body. You have to then focus back in on you. Ask your body, how do I love you? How do I give you love? How do I give you support? And then really listen. This is also why we meditate, so that we can hear, we can connect, and we can really understand what our body's trying to tell us. And if you can do that, then you should be experiencing relief of those things.
Can I use manifestation to lose weight or maintain a healthy body?
Yes, and for probably for the same reasons. Um, Genetics does play a part in this to a degree. Um, but there's usually a few factors that lead to weight gain. And this is something that I'm discovering for myself right now as well. Over the last 6 months, it's really been able to click in for me. Um, when you are not focusing on your body, when you're not giving your body what it needs, and you're taking on the needs of others instead or before yours, sometimes the body will use weight gain as an alarm system, like to get you to focus back again. And especially if you have a history of slight weight gain when you were younger, and as soon as you were gaining weight, you then focused on your body in some way, whether it was positive or negative, your body knows that, and it's going to use that for its own ability to talk to you when you're not listening. Um, so if you are not living in joy, if you're not taking care of yourself emotionally or mentally, it could show up physically in those ways, right? Now, the other aspect of this is if that's the case, then it's also possible that you could be using food as a form of what's the word I'm looking for? You could be using food as a form of distraction. That's the word, yeah. So, people have addictions to many different things. Some are socially acceptable, some are not. If you are finding yourself addicted to certain types of foods or eating at a certain time or whatever the case may be, it's especially hard because we have to eat to live. So being able to combat that as an addiction or even to see it as an addiction is very difficult. And there's lots of guilt and shame around that. But if you really allow yourself to analyze, what do I eat? When do I eat it? And why is it that I am doing that? So for me personally, um, something that I was doing was during the day, I was well distracted, doing responsibilities, being busy with things and here and there. And then at nighttime, when it was time to sit down, settle down, get ready to go to sleep for a few hours, decompress, there wasn't anything that was distracting me. I was sitting there with my thoughts. And I didn't like that because I wasn't taking care of myself. And on a subconscious level, I'm hearing my body screaming at me, please take care of me. And I don't want to see that, right? This isn't conscious, this is in the subconscious. And so you're trying to literally stuff it down, sometimes with physical food, or the food that you're eating is creating dopamine. And that's allowing for you to further quiet that voice. You're creating joy for yourself artificially. That's usually the reason for an addiction of any kind, is that you are artificially creating dopamine. Whereas if you're living life, you're choosing things that bring you joy, you're living in bliss, excitement, adventure. It's a lot of times why we're happier on vacation because we're making those decisions in those ways because we're on vacation. There's no responsibilities there typically. Um, you could be using it for that reason. And especially if you're using it for that reason and your body's trying to get your attention, it's gonna hold on to the calories. It's gonna hold on to the food in your body in hopes that you will see what you're doing. So inner reflection is a high priority in that case. Let yourself see what you're doing. This is not one size fits all. You have to be willing to look at how you are being distracted and what it is that you're not doing to take care of yourself. Are you experiencing joy? Are you moving your body and that's what your body wants? Like maybe when you were younger, you were a dancer and now maybe you have an injury and you can't dance anymore and that's made you depressed. And so instead of trying to find an alternative that would make you equally as happy, you're just focused on what you can't do and allowing yourself to be in the depression and therefore gaining weight. You see, because it's not about the depression, it's about choosing to focus on where can I find joy now. So it can be deeper on an individual level, but I would say generally speaking, for most people, it's going to be something in that area. And then as soon as you focus on those things, like the information of what to do is going to be right there. You just have to allow it and you have to be patient for the process. And I think that also is another factor why people fail at losing weight is because they don't want to self-reflect. They just want somebody else to tell them what to eat. And so they're sort of just finding a band-aid rather than addressing the underlying issue, fixing the underlying issue or accepting the underlying issue, and then changing your behavior. Changing that behavior is going to feel uncomfortable for a short period of time. You have to have the willpower to advocate for yourself to yourself in these situations to be able to be successful. And you have to allow for the mm, the processing time between your mind and your body. You guys have been out of alignment for a really long time. Just because you realized that you're doing something that your body doesn't like does not mean that tomorrow automatically you're going to hear every single thing your body's telling you. No, this is a process. You have to be patient to be able to hear what you need to hear. So just because you have decided today that you want to lose weight doesn't mean that tomorrow it's immediately going to happen. You have to give yourself that grace. And that also is part of taking care of your body as well. And then, of course, releasing anything that society has to say about it, which is like a whole nother thing. But you have to make this an individual experience because if you're comparing yourself to other people, you're trying to use the methods of other people. It might work for a time, but long term, uh, since it's not coming from inside of you and you're not dealing with those underlying issues, it's probably not going to stick. And that's why weight loss is such a favorite topic in capitalism because people keep failing and trying again, failing and trying again, and they keep spending their money on trying to find, quick weight loss options. But the underlying issue still exists. So then that physical expression is going to come somewhere else. Yeah, maybe you lost all your weight, but now you have lots of acne, maybe. Or, yeah, you lost all the weight, but now you have joint pain, right? Inexplicably. It's because you have to deal with that. And until you do, you're going to continue to experience issues.
So obviously with like exercise and diet or like being really intentional about wanting to be healthier. So
Hmm.
at least for the energetic point of aspect, what are maybe some affirmations or visualizations that if it works, like if it's applicable, works best for like if you want to make a fitness goal or aligning with a healthier lifestyle?
Right. Okay. Um, like honestly, I feel like the biggest thing is to give yourself grace. You're not going to be perfect at it. Um, you're probably going to have days or weeks or even a month where you're not exercising like you should be. Um, and then when you're outside of the energy of whatever it is that's making it feel like you can't do that stuff, getting back up on that horse and doing it for yourself, that's having that grace and support for yourself, right? But I think something that you could tell yourself for that would be um, something like I can keep I hold on, let me see what they want to say. Mm. Being healthy in my body is divinely aligned. Being able to use my body swiftly and easily is divinely aligned. These are things that are mine by divine right. I simply must be patient to allow that to happen and occur. You didn't gain the weight in one day. You're not going to lose it in one day. Things like that, where you're giving yourself that proper perspective. And a healthy body isn't necessarily going to be the Hollywood version of thin. Your healthy body might actually still have a little bit of fluff on it, but it's what's right for your body. And I think when we become too intense about our workout routine, about being nutritious right off the bat, we give ourselves this sort of like really high goal to achieve when we weren't doing anything at all. Maybe for some people that would be okay. Like, I'm just going to switch on a dime. I'm doing everything right now. I know that that works for some people. But the people who are struggling are likely and probably the people that need to go with baby steps. Today, I'm going to do this, right? That's a good affirmation too. What today I'm going to do, blah. And it could just be one thing. I promise today I'm going to do this and then try to achieve that. Today I'm going to walk around the block. Today I'm going to eat that broccoli I don't really like but is good for my body, right? Like I'm going to do the one thing that feels hard but isn't unattainable. I can achieve that. Setting healthy goals for yourself, it doesn't mean going balls to the wall. It means what can I do today realistically while I'm still kind of pushing myself a little bit. If you're doing that every day, the line gets pushed back, 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 back. And eventually, out of nowhere, you're at the same level as those people that just went balls to the wall in the beginning, right? So just have grace for yourself, recognize that this is aligned. For you to have a healthy body is aligned. For you to have a body that you can move freely in is aligned, for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are interested in private readings, you can visit eternalsoulawakening.com.